Hello, it's time for another of the video reviews, but as you see this time, I'm reviewing a book, not music, so there's no soundtrack other than the sounds of the garden and nearby traffic. So this is called Nights with Friends, and as the subtitle is 10 Years of Phantom Limbo Gigs, a visual documentary. Phantom Limbo are a German promoter, very much like what I was doing over in Hebden Bridge. You know, they got fed up of travelling to nearby cities to go see shows, and decided to do it themselves. And so I always really thought of these guys as like my German cousins. Only to dive into the book, I find they put on way more shows than I did. They really do have put on a lot of shows. There's some crossover, lots of artists that I put on, but lots that only they did. But it's very much a visual document. You know, you've got a little intro from the guys and a couple of little testimonies from people who've played those shows and loved the hospitality, appreciative audiences, and the DIY vibe. But then after that, it's broken down by year, and so for each year you get a list of all the shows they did. And well, you see that in their first year, 2009, they put on a lot. And then, of course, for each year, you get all the gig posters, and again, these are beautiful and stunning. I mean, I'd rip off the idea and do a book of all my gig posters, but the ones that I designed probably really are worthy of a book. Of obviously, my guest artists were wonderful, but it's an absolute visual delight. Some of these just, I mean, I honestly, as I sit and flick through this book the first time, it's a terrible urge to go get pairs of scissors and start pinning them up around my room. But one, that would be desecrating a very beautiful art book, and two, probably make my spouse rather cross with me. But there's so much to see. And then at the end of each year, we get like a little visual collage, photos from those shows. Wonderful kind of little snapshot in time of this. So one of the Phantom Limbo guys themselves, Johan, did most of the posters, but they have regular guest artists. I guess, it gives them a chance at a normal life. But even the guest artists are fantastic. And it's weird, I just look at these posters and these lineups and these shows, and all the warm notes from the artists at front, and it makes me feel a weird kind of nostalgia for these shows that I'd never been to. I've never visited their town. I have met Holger from Phantom Limbo in Cologne. He very kindly came over to hang out with me when I was over there working on the Damo Suzuki documentary. But never been to any of their shows. And I think if I was still living in the UK, getting this little book, I'd probably start making plans for a busman's holiday type thing to come and see some of these marvellous shows they're putting on. Obviously, there's quite a German focus on the lineups. Data Shock play a lot, and lots of names that don't really overcome and play the UK or US as well. But I do see plenty of well-loved British and American acts on there. Looking at 2011, I see they put on Barn Owl, which I'm jealous of. I've never seen Barn Owl live. One of the reasons why I started putting on shows was because my work shifts always stopped me going to see anything I wanted to see, and getting to back from the nearby cities was such a pain in the butt. So while Barn Owl every now and again played near me, I was always working like them. And I see Bridget Hayden here same year, who's played plenty of my shows. But yeah, just a beautiful document is this. It's a real celebration of underground music, but it's also a celebration of the beautiful art of the poster, and they're all reproduced beautifully here. I took this book arrived. I took it to work with me, and I've got a desk job answering the phones, and I'd just be on calls, just staring at things like this and just thinking, God, I'd love to go to Germany now and have a look at those. And just weirdly as I say that, my laptop in the background screensaver just flashed up a photo I took of Berlin before leaping back to Hebden Bridge and then off to Colorado and then Tombstone. More wonderful live shots here. It really makes me nostalgic for that whole kind of rural DIY thing that I used to do. Here out in Phoenix, I'm now in in the big city, but the big sprawled city. So there's still loads of great underground bands and scenes here, but we're all so spread out from each other. That whole lovely thing of like doing the shows in Hebden Bridge was you'd find a venue and it was 10 minutes walk from everyone's house, whereas out here there's some fantastic venues like the Lunchbox, but you have to drive about an hour and then find somewhere to park to get there. So it feels to me going into gigs in downtown Phoenix is a lot like when I'd travel to like Leeds or Manchester, and there's definitely no room for a scene out here in my suburbs. But yeah, I mean, this is a wonderful celebration. It's a very beautiful book. It's something I'm gonna keep, and it's inspiring. It makes me want to make some kind of visual document of my own, although obviously it wouldn't work so well with just posters. It would be a bit boring on my part, but maybe if I did something with the photo reviews, make my own little tribute to this book. And I think you can't say anything further than that. If you pick up a book and think, oh, actually, I'd like to rip this off, I think that's probably the highest compliment I can pay it. So it's published Phantom Limbo Press themselves. So even the book is DIY, and it's a beautiful, wonderful thing.